Go. That's better. Brilliant. Okay. So, what I had planned for tonight is I wanted to do a little bit of a sort of like tips and tricks slash mini tutorial on how to draw horse heads. It's been a popular request from several people, and rather than trying to explain how to draw a full horse, I thought we could start off with a head, and then maybe next stream we can, go more into depth about the body or the hoofs or the legs or whatever. Now, my drawing style varies a little bit, so I'm just going to concentrate on semi-realism on this stream, which means I'm just going to explain my progress on how to tackle all these shapes, and you can stylize them as you see fit. So, I have Photoshop open. I have a white background and just a single layer on top. It is a bit of a free lesson, so a lot of people say drawing horses is difficult, and I'm here to say no, it's not. If you can draw a dog, if you can draw a cat, if you can draw a bunny, believe me, you can draw a horse. Right, so I think the easiest way to start is with a side profile. Side profiles are by far the easiest. I've never done a tutorial before, so please bear with me as I try to explain in a logical way how to go at it step by step. Right, let's see. Now, the thing is, I've been drawing horses for probably a couple of years now, and I skip several of these steps. So today I had a little think on how to explain it for people who have very little experience, and we'll see how it goes. So starting off with the side profile, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sketch out a circle, right, as you would do for most animals. Then from the highest point of that circle, it's not going to be a complete circle, it's more like an egg shape, almost like a ellipse. And then I'm just going to very lightly just draw a line to where I want the snout to go. Now, the distance from the circle to the end of the snout is about 50%, which is a nice estimate, I suppose. So we've had that line here, and then just about 3/4 of that circle in, you can draw another parallel line down to the top there, and we go to the bottom of the circle and draw a line almost 90 degrees to that line. There we go. So where these 2 points hit, that's roughly where the eye should be. Right. We have the tip of the snout. We'll make a little V shape. We'll go up just a little bit for the chin, and then connect these two. And that's going to be our base shape. Then for the base shape of the ear, we have this line there. We're going to extend that a little bit. Make another V shape, a bit longer. And then we have the inside of the ear. Now, the ear I'm going to pay a little bit more attention to on the different profiles, not so much in the side view. There we go. And then we have, of course, the head coming out in the back there. So that is the base shape of the horse. So what I'm going to do now is just going to make another layer on top of it. And going to switch colors so you can all see a little bit better. And we're just going to detail it a little bit more. So as I said, that cross point here, this is roughly where the eye should be. Right. the eye. That's where the eyebrow goes. And then, well, depending on your character, this might dip a little bit. It might just go very straight like some horses do have. But it always dips down just before it hits the nose. Right. The nostrils are on the same line, that parallel line, as the eye. Now, what does a nostril of a horse look like? Well, it's like a fat 6. So that goes right here. Just going to continue down to that V shape there. That's the mouth. Now, you can go very detailed with this, but... Oh, zoom in a little bit? Yes, of course, sorry. There we go. Right, that's the chin there. Now, that circle that we started off with, right, I like to accentuate that just a little bit with like this little elongated upside down triangle, just to show people where that cheek ends. Right. Then, so we've made a chin, right? Then I like to go back to the cheek. Now you can go very round. I don't really like the very rounded shapes. I'm more of a angular person, so I'm gonna go like that. And at that highest point, I'm gonna go up a little bit more. And we're just going to connect these two, and there we go. Just gonna draw that muscle coming down from the neck. There we go. Right. Also, in the meantime, feel free to ask questions if something's not very clear, or if you have just like an observation or anything. Feel free to just let me know and interrupt. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat in the meantime. Then the ear. The ear comes up here, and the ear, you can almost picture it as a cylinder. Right, so this is like a cylinder shape, and then the inside of the ear is opened up almost like this. There we go, and this is our basic horse head. Well, as a side profile, at least. So this is the shape that we started off with, and this is the side profile. Let's try another one. Right, that's the first one. Let's see. Let's do one from a different view. So I'm going back here. I'm just going to zoom out just a little bit because I prefer to have like small sketches because that's the way my hand works, and then I'll zoom in for more detail. So we're starting off again with like an ellipse, right? We're gonna make, instead of a straight line that we did just now, gonna have an arched line going from the top there, about 50% in and then 50% out. We'll make a V shape. And we'll go in a little bit for the chin, and then we just connect the chin bit to the bottom there. Right. We are going to make a parallel line to that top line. And we will do a dreaded front-facing horse in a bit, absolutely. A Kiwi accent, well, no one accused me of that before. go. And that eye should go right here. The ear is coming up there, and the neck goes down like this. Right, so we'll zoom in again for more detail. Is it normal, someone asked, for a drawing to be kind of pixelated and blurry zoomed in? Yes, because that depends on your screen resolution and the size of your canvas. So as you can see here, I'm at 50% now, which should not make it pixelated. But when I zoom out just a little bit, it's at 33.3%, which is like a bit of an awkward number. So that means it's going to look a little bit pixelated. Right, so this horse here had a very straight nose. This one here has a nicely rounded nose. The rounded noses are more commonly seen in like the big horses, the draft horses and such. So again, where that cross is, that's where the eye goes. Go. And we're just gonna follow that shape there. Actually, I'm going to exaggerate it just a little bit more. Right. I'm not going to go all the way to the front there. I'm just going to make it just dip down a little bit deeper. And like I said here, the nostril is like a fat upside down 6. So we'll do that. Top of that V shape is where the mouth starts. Yeah. Draft horses do generally have like a bigger underlip. A nice round chin. And what I like about the draft horses is when you connect the chin to the bottom of the jaw there, very often they have like a little beard. And I think that's really, really cute. So I'm going to draw that. Now, where that first oval shape is, I'm going to accentuate the cheek a little bit. This is completely optional, but that's just my style. Where we drew this line for the eye, where that meets the bottom of the jaw, that's where the curvature is. So we're going to go up here. Going to accentuate that muscle in the neck coming down. And then we have the ear on the back here. There we go. And that's another horse done. So now you can see we have 2 horses, both in profile. And I would say it's quite clear that this horse on the left looks a lot more like a quote-unquote regular horse, like a saddle horse, while this boy on the right definitely gives off more like a farm horse energy. And that's all to do just because that nose is so rounded. Let's see if we can do one more, right? And then we move on to some different views of the horse. Oh, actually. So these are like complete side profiles. That's straight on side profile. But I'm going to do one more sketch, which is, I'd say for 85% side profile. And you'll see what I mean in a bit. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I like sketching small, because then I don't get caught up in unnecessary details. Right, so we're gonna draw this circle. I want this to be a draft horse type as well. So gonna give him a curved nose. Right, V shape. Chin coming up a little bit, and then connect that bottom to there. Now, drafts usually have rather small ears for their size. Then draw a parallel line to that first one, and then line up, so that's where the eye goes. I'm gonna zoom in now. I'm honestly trying to keep an eye on chat to see if I don't miss any questions. There we go. So, again, where this line and this line meet, that's where the eye goes. Just gonna do it like that. Now, there is an animator that I really look up to. His name is Aaron Blaise. And he worked for Disney, amongst other things. He was one of the directors for Brother Bear. And I remember seeing an interview with this man. And they asked him a question, and they asked him, Aaron, how come that all of your animals look so expressive? Like, you know, they can emote so well. They look like actual characters with bodies and souls and this and that. How do you do it? How do you make an animal look like its own character? And he said, very simply, oh, it's eyebrows. It's just eyebrows. Give an animal eyebrows, and there you go. That's a character right there. It is a lot more difficult to make, even though a lot of animals are extremely expressive by themselves. Give them eyebrows, and it's going to make your life so much easier. So again, nostrils, fat upside down 6. Now I've accentuated this other brow and this other nostril because it's not like a perfect side profile on this one. So bringing that lip down a bit. There we go. That's the mouth. Now, I've made that chin a little bit too pointy to my liking, so I'm going to round that run off. Bring it up. And because this one's quite a chunky boy, I think, I'm going to make that jaw a little bit wider than usual. And rather than having a straight line connecting the chin and the jaw, I'm going to make this a little bit curved as well. There we go. Again, accentuating that nice cheek. Now, as for the ears, right, you have this diamond shaped for the inner ear. And I like to make the tips of the ear point inwards just a little bit. I mean, for most horses, the tips do point in a little bit as well. I like to accentuate that because I think it's really cute. And if I think something's very cute, then I'll draw it because I am a simple person with simple pleasures. Right, so let's see, he is a big boy, so that neck is going to be quite thick with a double C. There we go. That neck muscle's coming down. And there we have it. I think that's a nice one. And meanwhile, people in chat are talking about food. Thank you very much, guys, because you're all making me very, very hungry. So I think that's side profiles done. Unless someone else has a question. If not, then I think it's time to move on to something a bit more difficult. And it's going to be I don't even know what it's called in English. 3/4? 3/4 view? Right, okay. Let's see. Let's make some room here. I'm just thinking what will be a good one to start with. I'm just thinking how what the best way is to start. Right, okay. Now, on this one, right, if we want a horse facing us, but not directly facing the camera or facing the viewer, I would like to start off with this sort of shape. So we're going to start off with a pentagon. I think everyone knows how to draw a pentagon, right? So it's a V shape to the top, and then we're going to make these legs go inwards just a little bit, flatten it off, and that's going to be the main shape for the head. What about manes? Well, I'm just going to ignore manes for now. One, because, you know your weaknesses. I'm not very good at drawing manes. But actually, I'll keep it in mind, and we'll draw some manes in a bit. Yeah, but drawing manes is surprisingly difficult. So that's the shape of the head I want to go for. And then we are going to draw a hexagon. And a hexagon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners. And that's going to be where the snout goes. So I want this snout coming down roughly here. Now this bottom bit, I want to make it just a little bit smaller than that top bit right there. Right. So what we have now is a horse looking that way. Yeah. I'm just going to see where these ears are going. One ear is going this way, one ear is going that way. Again, turning the points of the ears just inwards ever so slightly. And then we can zoom in and start detailing. So what we have here, right, is these corners here, the widest corners of this pentagon, which is the main head shape. That's where the eyes are. So for horses, because horses are prey animals, right, the eyes are going to be on the sides. So we have one eye here and one eye here, just putting them slightly below that arch because that's where I want the eyebrow to go. Now this is quite angular, of course, so I'm going to soften this by adding a little bit of muscle definition in the shape of a circle. There we are. And then we're going down to the snout. As I said before, the nostrils are going to be on the widest part here, and they're going to be fat upside down sixes. There's one here, one there. Mouth comes down here. Now we'll detail it in a second, but I just want to show you the main shape of this. Right, this top of the nose there. And it's going to go up towards the head. We'll go down those cheeks. Now I think the eyes are a little bit too small, but I'll fix that in a minute. Then from the corner of the mouth, right, we're going to connect the corner of the mouth to the bottom of the cheek. We'll add the chin there. And that should more or less be your main shape. Let's see how that looks zoomed out. Oh, the eyes are definitely too small, guys. Definitely too small. This poor, poor little creature. Now, like I said, I'm used to drawing relatively small, so zooming in, that might be where the issues lay. There we go. That's not looking too bad, right? If I just erase that layer, yeah, that's looking pretty decent. It's quite difficult trying to explain it to other people. Then we have the ears. The ears are going here. Tip pointed inwards, ever so slightly. And then behind that, we have that cylindrical shape. There we go. That's the cylinder. And we have the opening here. There we go. Now my Photoshop seems to be a little bit laggy, and that's because I'm streaming. Otherwise I think I would have gotten a bit more detail in. Just make my brush a little bit smaller. Go. Now, of course, it all depends if you want to give your horse eyebrows or not. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just add that line here from the top of the brow towards the nose. Oh, that's a bit too strong. Oh, that's way too strong. But that should give you a good base to start off with. And of course we have the neck coming down there. Oh, my Photoshop is definitely lagging. The base of the ears. Okay, hang on. So if we take this particular sketch, right? I'll try to show you what I mean with the cylinder shape for the ears. So let's take that horse and let's see if I can draw it from the back to show you. Right, so just like that one, we're going to start off with that pentagon shape right there. Right, the muscle comes up just a little bit to make it less sharp. Right. We have the neck coming down here. Oh, Memento Mortem, thank you so much. That is so kind of you. And I definitely hope to see you on the next stream. That's a shame you couldn't stay for much longer. So, as I was saying, we'll erase this one to show you better. So can everyone visualize this? So this is the the rear view of this horse. Right. So this is where the eyes are. And this is the neck coming down from the back of the head. And that's just the middle line. That's the top of the head right there. So what I mean with the cylinder, when we're talking about ear shapes, is, let me see. So it is kind of like this. I'm trying to stylize it just a little bit. And then we have the ear letters. I'll go in with the separate color. I was wondering why my brush seems so small. It's because I changed it, didn't I? So this is where the ear connects to the head and to the back of the head here. This, oh, thank you. Again, that is very, very kind of you. I hope you're all learning something. There we go. So this goes here. I'll add some lines to show you. That line goes here. I'll just tone this one down a bit more. Ear letters turning inwards. Does that kind of make sense? It does to me, but it is quite a complex shape. Let me see if I can show it some other way. So we have here a cylinder, right? That's the base shape of the cylinder. And then about halfway in, this is where the opening starts. So we have that diamond shape for the inner ear. And that connects with that cylinder. Kind of looks like a flame now. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I'm already quite glad that it sort of looks like like a horse from behind, because that's not a an angle that I usually draw. Oh, they can turn their ears in so many different directions, indeed. Right, okay. Moving on. Let's see. We'll just try and do another practice on this weird angle. So I'm going back to my sketching layer. Turn that up a little bit. And let's see. So for those who haven't watched the previous setup, we are going to start off with a pentagon shape. So this is the base. We're going to go up and out slightly, just slightly, and then we are going to go inwards, and that's the base shape of the head, right? Then we want to draw where the snout's going to be. So in this case, it's going to be, I want the horse to look at us and down a little bit. So that's going to be a hexagon shape. There we go. I'm going to add some muscles to the front. Shading tips. Oh yes, yeah. I'll add a few in a second. Good call. I'm going to add a diamond shape for the ear and another one here, connecting that to the base. And there we go. The widest point of this pentagon is going to be where the eyes are. So it's one here, one there. It's looking down, so the corners of these eyes are going to go down a little bit. The widest point of this hexagon is where the nostrils will be. So I want to do it like this, and that's going to be an upside down 6. Right. Going to zoom in a little bit. Oh, thank you, Cultured Sculptress. That's so sweet of you. And it really helps the channel. It absolutely does. Oh dear. Photoshop's definitely getting laggy. Oh, and someone brought up the song McDonald's in the Pentagon. That's going to be stuck in my head for forever. So widest point there, that's where the eyes are going to be. I'm going to add the brow line there. It's going to go up towards the top of the head. Cheeks are coming down. Going to go over these nostrils again. Actually, I'm just going to turn this one down a little bit more so I can better see what I'm doing. Fat upside down 6s for the nostrils. There we go. Mouth there. Chin. And then from this widest part, coming in towards those cheeks. It's not perfect, but definitely the base to go off on. Now, feel free to just use these sketches as a base or to practice. I honestly do not mind, and I'm happy to help any artist who might learn something from my sketches, even if it's just one little thing. Ears up. Definitely longer ears on this one, but I don't mind. I like a little bit of variety. So another tip is the corners of these eyes, seen from the front, will roughly connect up in the bow to those nostrils. Right, it's not looking too bad, right? Yes, I am going to upload my streams, and this one in particular, I'm going to edit it just a little bit to make it a bit more streamlined. And then I'll be uploading it to the main channel. So definitely stay tuned and you can rewatch it as many times as you like. Let's see, someone asked if I have some shading tips. Maybe is the answer. So let's pick out this boy, right? He seems like a good base to work off of. I'm just going to add another layer. And let's see if I can give you a few drawing tips. Shading tips, I mean. So this shape here that I made on these cheeks is actually where the cheek goes down a little bit and goes into this area, right? So if you're highlighting, this part here should actually be darker than the rest. And this should all be quite light. The eyes go in a little bit deeper. So that's darker there. My Photoshop, like I said, is incredibly laggy. So whatever I'm drawing, I myself am like a full second behind. Now, horses do have some muscle here, and they go in like 3 or 4 like quite horizontal lines. And I know a lot of people who do realism like to accentuate those. Personally, I'm not a big fan because it makes them look, I don't know, quite old, I suppose. But do know that they do have like some deep muscles here. You know, you might draw one of them, but if you do all 3 of them, it's going to look like wrinkles. Then, of course, we have the inner nostril there. It's going to be quite dark. And then, on these nostrils here, they stick out quite a bit. And then they go in by the nose. So actually, like in this one here, you have like this slightly deeper area right in the center of their nose. Oh, these are the side profiles, so you can't see it. If I go down to this one, I kind of did it here as well. This part here, it's going to be a bit darker than the rest. Right, going back to this boy, the eyes are a bit deeper, so that's going to be some shading there. And then you have this massive area, all of this here. It's quite that hard, massive cheek and the jaw that they have. And it's usually, I'd say, quite light. And then it goes to the corner of the eye there. And then you have this part here, the upper head, which is another big muscle. Because, of course, horses have to chew grass and they need a lot of muscle in their head. But then you have this tiny little corner here. I do add some shading too. So like accentuate that these are 2 different areas. Of course the inner ear has some shading. There we go. And there we go. And we have below jawline. And then these horses, right, have an enormous muscle running all the way over their necks. So if I'm just gonna, I can just add this one here. You have another one here. And then I have the massive, massive one right here in the center. So coming from the back of the head, we can accentuate those a little bit as well. Yes, and someone actually indeed pointed out that if you're shading, you can do some, it's not exactly cross-hatching, but the lines that you make, if they follow the contours of these muscles and these shapes, it's just going to add a lot more depth to them. So if I just allow my brush to follow these lines, there we go. That immediately gives the impression of a 3D shape on a 2D drawing. There we are. So again for the ear. There we go. I think that's not looking too bad. Right? That's not looking bad. And then also someone pointed out earlier that I haven't been drawing any manes. So let's just, now we're working on this boy anyway. We'll add some manes to him. I'm gonna add another color. And why is that so soft? Oh, I see. I see. That doesn't need to be so soft a color. So I'm just going to outline the mane where I want it to be. Now, I do like a bit of a curly mane, a bit of a messy mane, especially on these big draft horses. But I just feel like it's such a shame that it covers up a lot of their nice anatomy. Luckily, a lot of horses have very short forelocks. So that's what this boy will have as well, to compensate. There we go. Yeah, I think that's looking quite cute. What do you think? Now, I know that horses have like the square-ish pupils, but horses also don't have any eyebrows. So, you know, come at me. My horses have round pupils, and they have eyebrows. So. But yes, I think that's looking quite cute. The stream will indeed be saved. I will be editing just a little bit to make it more streamlined, and it will definitely be uploaded, so you can always rewatch it. Okay, let's do one or two more, I think. Let me have a think, right? Let's do like a weird angle. Right, let's do one of the cursed ones that people have been asking about. Just gonna move it over here. And I am just going to address it like the previous ones. Someone in chat says, has anyone seen that video where a horse is being led past some stables and he tries to kick the other horses as he walks past? Yeah, that's typical. That sounds like a typical horse. So we're going to start off again with the pentagon shape, and the bottom is going to be a little bit smaller than the top. It's going to go in just a little bit. Then we're going to draw a hexagon where we want the snout to be, and I want it quite high up, right there. There's going to be one ear here, one ear there, and that neck is coming down. Right, that's the blue layer. The widest part of the pentagon is where the eyes are going to be, and they're going to bulge out just a little bit because of the weird angle. Yeah, the top of that pentagon is where the eyebrows will be. It's going to go up towards the top of the head. Then in the hexagon, the widest part is where the nostrils are going. The top there is the top of the nose. This one's coming down. And about halfway, this is where the mouth is going to be. Chin line there, following the line of the hexagon, the pentagon, sorry, down towards the cheek. That's one cheek, that's the other one. There we go. Diamond shape for the inner ear, with the tip pointing just a little bit inwards. And like a cylinder shape to connect it to the head. There we go. That is one of the cursed angles. Oh, again, my brush is so small. Did I change that? I can't even remember. I'll zoom in just a little bit to detail it. Oh, it's looking awful. If people are interested, I'll definitely do a stream where it'll be nothing but cursed horse angles. Maybe we can do like, yeah, someone in the chat pointed out with like a mouth wide open and teeth showing, and yeah, I quite liked that idea. So as I said earlier, the nostrils do have like a little bit of a flare to them, which means that the inner nose there goes in just a little bit. That's like the soft part. That's the part you want to pet, that a lot of people want to pet. Top of the nose. Not as detailed as I would like, but like I said, my brush is lagging quite a bit, so it's hard to get some proper details in. Now, another little tip when it comes to realism. Now, I usually don't draw it because I find it quite distracting. But when you're looking at the lips of a horse, especially the upper lip, I'm just going to make my brush a little bit smaller. It is divided into like these two main parts, like a line in the middle, and that makes it perfect for them to grab some grass. Now, of course, this is highly accentuated, and I usually don't draw because I can never make it look quite right, but that's the structure that goes underneath it. So it's quite a boxy shape. Go, the chin Goes down here. Right, there we go. That's a cheek coming down. And this cheek coming down. It's going to curve up a bit because it's going to be directed towards the chin. And this part here is where the neck already connects up. There we go. Oh no, oh no, someone pointed out that the nostrils now look like an angry face, and it does, I hadn't even noticed, and I will notice it every single time. Thank you guys. Really, really appreciate it. Right, and again, let's not forget that little accentuation. There we go. What do we think of that? Absolutely curse. It looks like a llama. I'm so sorry, you poor, poor horse. Oh dear. Oh dear. He's not having a good time. Okay, let's just finish off with one more. Final one. The final one. And let's make it a good one. Let's make it a normal horse, right? So what we'll do, actually, we'll do a little bit of a combo. So we have an oval shape for the head, but then we have to fit in that pentagon right there. We have one ear coming up here, the other one there, and that goes back there, and then we have the hexagon for the nose and the mouth. We're going to do it in a bit of an angle. We'll try to, at least. It's going to be the direction of the nose. So that means somewhere over here we should be able to draw the eye. And that looks decent. We're going to connect the cheek to the chin and that nostril to the mouth. Right? Okay. Right, let's go back in with the blue line. I do like the position of the eye here, so we'll keep that. Some muscle going here. Cheek coming down to that deepest point. Gonna go up a little bit. Go right there. It's gonna come down again to connect with the chin. We'll have one nostril here, the fat upside down 6, but the other one is going to be slightly obscured by the angle. There should be a mouth right there, and then down for the chin. Let's not give him a straight nose. Let's make it a little bit more curved, just because I like it. There we are. Then, widest point of that pentagon, that's where the eyebrow is, and just underneath it is where the other eye should be. We'll follow this one up to the top of the head. We'll have the diamond shape with the tip pointed inwards for the inner ear, and then we'll follow the cylinder down to the head. Similar story here. Diamond, cylinder, and the neck. And of course we have that big muscle halfway there. There we are. And of course, let's not forget the cheek. It's looking all right. Let's go in. Let's zoom in just a little bit more. There are a lot of Arabians that are called dish-faced. And it is indeed where the bridge of the nose is quite concave indeed. I think that's quite extreme. So the actual Arabians, they do have like a slight dip in their nose, which is completely normal. But just like a lot of dog breeds, people just want to ruin things and they want to make it more extreme. They want to make that dish deeper and deeper, make it more and more concave, which causes so many health problems for these poor animals, to the point where it just obstructs the airway, basically, and they start looking like swans, and not in a good way. So where the draft horses usually have like a very rounded nose, like a bull terrier's, the saddle horses have a very straight nose. But then the Arabians and sports horses usually have like a concave nose indeed. I think he's looking all right. There we are. Now his snout might just be a little bit too crooked. Let me see if I can fix that. I'm gonna take that. Just gonna move it up just a little bit more. That's looking a bit better. Not great. Gotta say, not great. This, however, is looking slightly better. And I also think that this eye should move forward just a little bit. Yes. Yes, that seems about right. All right, everyone. I think we've covered most of the basics when it comes to horse heads. I could get more into it, maybe next time, or maybe next time we can focus more on the bodies of these horses. Just let me know what you'd like to see, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Just indeed for future reference, this stream will be edited and uploaded to YouTube, where you can rewatch it, where you can ask me any sort of questions in the comment section. I honestly do not mind, and I'd be happy to make more tutorials. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye!